Okay, the two of you guys are in the same chapter because as you can see, the things that you guys need to watch and work on are the same thing, which is throwing your chest down and getting out in front. What we're going to do is we're going to watch both of your guys' videos 2 times in a row before we visit these big league videos to really help illustrate what it looks like when we throw the chest down and release out in front. Okay, we'll bring that back to the start, watch it again, and notice, are you throwing your chest down and releasing out in front, or are we just spinning in place and flinging the ball around our body instead of throwing the ball out in front of our body? And then we'll come over to Stacey, let you watch that same thing, be able to read your note here, and then watch this 2 times. Bring that back, let you watch it again. All right, so we're going to take both of you guys back to the moment of when that front foot gets in the ground, because that's when we're going to talk about and discuss the big league video. So when that front foot gets into the ground, we can see it never really fully gets into the ground because we're not rotating this front leg on time. I didn't mention that in the video because what I did write about was most important. What'd that thing say? There we go. This knee is not rotated enough, so that's why this front foot's not fully in the ground. But what we're going to do, now that we got you there, we'll slide you way over there. We'll get Bosek up. We'll pause him at the moment his front foot gets in the ground. So right there. You see the toes hitting first because we're not going very far, and then the heel gets in, so then our whole body's turned already when that front foot does get all the way in the ground. So what we'll do, we got that, and we got, oops, I went the wrong way. So we got these two positions right here that we're in. If we draw lines and lines through the center of your body, and then we let you guys both proceed to release. That ball's coming out of your hand right there. That ball's coming out of your hand right there. We haven't even changed. We just spun. We're still straight up and down. All right, so we can see when we get to release how tall we are, and when we get to release how tall we are. We have not thrown our chest down 0 over here, barely over here. If I then clear that, I get these big leaguers through their delivery, seeing how explosive things are, and then I'll pause at the moment of his foot in the ground right here. Here he is tall, just like you guys were, but what we're going to see and notice is that he's throwing his chest down this mound, which then allows his release to get out here as that ball comes out of his hand. We can see that blur of the baseballs right here. So he's throwing his chest down this much, and he's getting his release this far out in front of him. Come over to Michael Kopech as you watch the full delivery. See how aggressive it is, explosive it is. Pause it at that moment that front foot gets in the ground. Back that up 1 frame. Here he is tall. rotating out in front to release. All of this driving down, getting his throw out in front. Tanner Scott, obviously no longer with the Marlins, but the foot gets in the ground. He's tall. He rotates out in front for his throw. Both of you guys remain tall in your throw. We need to get the chests out in front when we throw. Throw the chest down. Throw the chest down. That's what we mean for your notes here. That's what it looks like. And now if we want to work on it, we got to be practicing every single day. And if we're practicing every single day, we're going to get better. And the easiest way to get better is to utilize your resources. The best resource you probably have for pitching is my YouTube page. I'm always saying it. Use your resources. Go on the YouTube page. It's as easy as this. How to get better. Mechanical drills. Click it. Holy smokes. The very first one, how to gain ground during the leg lift. Second one, rotating through release, right? Let's go through these here and see which ones sound like they could be helpful. This one kind of looks like it could be helpful. Just rotating through release, finishing my pitch. That's kind of what throwing my chest down is finishing my pitch. Can keep going through here. Trunk tilt into release. Oh, I need to tilt my body into release. This one's probably helpful as well. Right? Just going through using your resources to find ways that you can get yourself better so that you have a better career. Okay, we got the two of you guys in the same chapter here because as you can see, we both need to be working on the same adjustment, which is getting some momentum going home earlier in your delivery. We're going to let you guys each watch your video 2 times here. And then we will use some big league videos to really help illustrate what it looks like to get momentum going to your target earlier in your delivery. And then after that, we will show you guys where you can be finding the drills that will be beneficial for you to begin to practice and work on this adjustment of being able to gain ground earlier in your delivery. Okay, so that's Mark. Come over to Decker. Have the opportunity to read your whole note here and then get into our delivery. Again, you'll be able to watch it 2 times and just kind of noting when do we start to see your momentum go to the target in your delivery. And at whatever point in time we do see it begin to go to the target, we need it to do that earlier. All right, so let's pull up some big league videos here from the side so we can see what this would look like getting some momentum going to our target as that leg is coming up versus waiting for it to come all the way up and then try to be going forward. So let me pull up a couple other guys. I want to find the better Jacob deGrom than 2. Jacob deGrom 1. Perfect. And then that's also, let's get one more guy. Who can we get that you guys are going to know the name? Oh, I know someone that you guys are going to know. Everybody knows who Ben Joyce is, right? He throws hard. Let's use a Ben Joyce. Bam. Okay. So we'll first start with Garrett Cole. We'll let you watch it in normal speed just so we can see how aggressive and quick the stretch has got to be before we get into this slow motion here, what we're going to do on all these big leaguers, we're going to draw some lines to the center of the head, behind the head, front of the head. And this is going to help us see and track motion. All right, so as that leg is coming up, what can we notice? We can notice that there's this slight little drift of his entire body gaining momentum forward before that leg gets all the way up to the top. The leg is coming up, and his body is ever so slightly drifting towards the target. So that way, as this front knee, this leg lift leg begins to go down, and his back leg begins to go down because he's loading his legs, he's not just going straight down, but he's going down and out together. We do the same thing for Ben Joyce. We draw those lines to be able to see momentum, to be able to see movement, to be able to see how much ground is gained during this delivery. So as the leg is coming up, momentum is starting to go forward. As the leg is coming up, momentum is starting to go forward. So that way, by the time that leg lift leg begins to go down and the back leg begins to bend to load, our entire body is not just going straight down, but because we had that momentum going forward, as that back leg goes down, our body will be going down and out. So if I pause this when we get to the ground and kind of draw a line right by his chin, take it back a couple frames, do it again, take it back a couple frames, do it again, and now we're going to start to see that it's on this angle. Okay, so we're going down and out, not down, then out. We bring up the ground for us, even though he's in the windup, but we'll still be able to see this down and out, this momentum, forward, forward. So it's not just straight down. If we then bring you guys back up here, and we do very similar things, as we did with those big leaguers, and we draw lines on you guys to be able to help us see that direction. All right. And then we let you proceed. We're to the top of the leg lift, and our body is still in the same spot. Our body is still in the same spot. All we're doing is just going down, 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 down. And now we're finally starting to go to the target. Come over here. We can see we, in fact, are going backwards to get the leg up. And then we're going down, 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 down. And now we're finally going forward. And that's why both of you guys have such an extreme tilting your head behind your body. because this is the only way you can feel like you got any type of strength to go forward with, is just to lean everything backwards instead of getting us going. Like we saw with all these big leaguers, none of them are having to lean backwards to try to create their power. They're just going, able to keep our shoulders above our hips better. So that way we don't have to hope that we can catch them on time and start to open up a little early, because we had to start to get it going. And then we rely on that glove arm to really get us going. We really rely on that front leg to swoop us forward. Versus that backside being able to drive us out. So that's what we mean when we talk about getting some momentum early in your guys' delivery. Right now, all our head is doing is just going down, then trying to go out. Right? You're just going down, and then trying to go out. Not only does that not create momentum and free energy for us, but we are so slow to the plate, guys. We're in the stretch. Guys are on base. These videos that I'm showing you with these big leaguers is not slow. It is quick. We got to be getting these legs up fast so we can get going forward soon. Right? Just watch this Ben Joyce regular speed. Guys are on base. He throws 104 miles an hour. Get it up, get it going. Watch it again. Get it up, get it going. We don't have time, fellas, to be lifting it up, dropping it down, tilting it back, and then now try to come forward. Everyone and their mothers are going to be able to steal off of us, right? And if you watch enough baseball on TV, it's not a guy gets on base, oh, I guess I have to slide step every single pitch now. We mix in the slide step when it's an appropriate time to do so. We don't pitch from it exclusively. We got to learn how to get it up, get it going in under 1.4 seconds, preferably 1.35 seconds, so your catcher has a chance to control the running game for you guys. Okay? So we got to be getting it up as we're drifting towards that target. So now we have energy going to our target for us, so we don't have to be leaning back to try to feel strong. But we feel strong because we're going. And if we want to learn how to be comfortable and confident getting your body going forward during the leg lift, use the best resource that you have, my YouTube page. All you got to do is just scroll down a little bit to how to get better. There's a mechanical drills playlist. You click it, and you got all these 20-something different videos that you can scroll through and find what's going to work for you. And holy smokes, look at that, the very first one, how to gain ground during the leg lift. Sounds exactly what you guys need to work on. All right? Work on stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3, and become a master at least stage 2 by the time I see you next. All right, Mr. Jackson, as you can see in your note here, we just need to get in the weight room. Your delivery looks good. We just need to get stronger and bigger so we can produce more power. We'll let you watch these for a few times. That we have the opportunity to kind of see what you look like, and you can just keep coming back to this point in the video when you want to recheck your mechanics. So we're doing a lot of things really well here, starting with that nice high leg lift. We got some rhythm going on between your hands and that knee. As the knee goes up, the hands go up nice and smooth with it, but it's not really impacting anything else in your upper body, which is great. Glove does a good job of, even though it goes almost straight to the target, it never gets outside of your body. It does a good job of then, bam, coming into yourself to get your throw going. We got this kind of this tilt that's very unique to you. Whether it's because the head starts to tilt here and then the shoulders go with it. I would say if you're looking to maybe work on our command, if you feel like you're a little inconsistent or you don't throw as many strikes as you would like, obviously everyone wants to throw more strikes, but like if you're like a 50% strike thrower, we want to get better at that. If you're a 65% thrower, we're probably pretty straight, right? We can get to 70%, but we don't want to be a dude that's throwing like 80% strikes because then you're just always in the zone, right? We need to be able to command outside the zone as well. So if you feel like you struggle with your command, this could be something that we could look to work on, is just making sure as the head continues to travel, we keep it straight versus tilting it. Because as soon as the head tilts, the shoulders are probably going to want to go with it. So that's really the only thing I would note. And that's not even something we have to change because your eyes are able to stay on the target as you throw. It's not like it tilts over here and then it rips over here. Another thing, if we wanted to nitpick it, we could say like we could be a little bit firmer on this front side once we land. We can kind of see how that knee is going forward versus like locking it out or at least just staying right there. So if I really want to nitpick your delivery, I could do that with those two things. But really, dude, we're looking pretty solid. Unless you watch a Garrett Coltrane. And then we'll just highlight real quick that front leg. So that way you can kind of get an illustration of what I'm talking about. And kind of draw that line here on his. And we can see how that thing's locking out and getting firm for him. So you can rotate around that leg versus your knee getting into a very similar bend, right? Very similar angle, but because yours doesn't lock out and it keeps going forward, that's why your whole body finishes more forward than finishing around. So if you would like to stop falling after each pitch and be more balanced, like we see here, we're going to want to work on getting that front leg to be getting firm for us as we make that pitch and finish that pitch. But everything else is good, dude. Just never be hungry. If you're hungry, you failed yourself, right? I was the same way. I was tall, skinny like you. Maybe not as tall as you at your age, but I was skinny like you. And no shit, I would eat breakfast before school. I would pack 2 lunches. One lunch I would eat between first hour and lunch. I would then buy hot lunch and eat my second lunch. And then whatever of my second lunch I did not finish, I would snack on that between lunch and 6th hour. I'd get home. I would make myself a big-ass snack, which is pretty much just another lunch. Then I'd eat dinner. Then I'd have leftovers from dinner, either from that night or leftovers from the night before, after that dinner for my second dinner. And then I'd have a big-ass dessert or another meal before dinner or after dinner before bed. So like quite literally, dude, like 5-6 meals a day and then snacks throughout as well. Constantly be eating. And then your ass should be in the weight room 4 days a week, 5 days a week. Just becoming an animal in there. Because if we can get you to like, I don't know what you weigh now. I'll guess like maybe $170. And that's probably way too much. Or maybe it's really close. But if you could be like 185. See, you're what, like 6'2"? 6'2", 185 would be a good starting spot for you to try to work towards. So let's be sure we use our time wisely since we don't have to be doing anything mechanically too much outside of maybe that front leg. Let's use your resources. Go to the YouTube page. Arm care playlist. It's right here. How to get better. Arm care. Click on view full playlist and do these exercises every single day. There's 57 videos on here, and each video's got multiple things that we can be doing to get stronger. Go over here and use the mobility stability balance playlist. Click that. There's over 20 videos in here with all of them having multiple things that we can do. Okay. If you want to study the delivery more, you got discussing mechanics. You got all these big leaguers we can learn on. learn about. So use your resources, get better. All right, Del Greco, got your video here, my man. Be able to watch it 2 times in a row before we revisit that note, and then get you a big leaguer that we can use to help illustrate what we're talking about. And then we'll show you where you can find all the drills that's going to help you get better. And that note that we got for you is rotate your upper half forward versus ripping it to the side. So on this time here, we're going to pause the video once that front foot gets into the ground, because once the front foot gets into the ground, it's time for that upper body to start to rotate us forward. So here we are, front foot is in the ground. One thing to note on this particular pitch, you're really landing on the inside part of that foot. And then the rest of the foot rolls into the ground. Looks like that's happening as well in our side view, where we can see we're landing inside part of the big toe, inside part of the foot, and then the rest of the foot rolls over, rolls over, rolls over, and it's once that rest of that foot rolls over when it really shakes the camera that's resting on the mound here. Okay, so if we watch, now that we're here, we're going to see a lot more of your energy go this way as you're rotating to throw versus forward when you're throwing. So we let that proceed, and we can kind of just see how that whole body, head and all, are just peeling out to the side, and that's kind of catapulting and launching your arm up and out. Instead of us being able to rotate forward, we're just kind of spinning out, and that flings the arm out. Another thing we can be doing here is we can draw a line through the center of your body, and we can see that by the time that ball gets out, you have barely gone forward, because mostly you've just gone over towards first base dugout. So you're ripping and peeling, trying to throw hard instead of driving everything forward to throw hard. If we go back to here, we're going to watch your back foot just kind of spins in place, kind of just spins in place. And because it's just spinning in place, it's not driving our body forward. Because it's not driving your body forward, your upper body does not want to go forward. And because this is just spinning, this is just going to want to spin. So learning how to drive your back leg is going to be helpful, and learning how to drive your chest is going to be helpful. We get a big league video up here for you to see this with, and let's just get someone that I know you're going to know who it is. You may know who that is, but you're for sure going to know who Garrett Cole is. Let's use Garrett Cole. I used him with a teammate earlier, so he's fresh in my mind. Okay, if we do the same thing for Garrett Cole, we'll pause him when his front foot gets into the ground. Bam. Take that back one more frame. So we draw that line through his head, and then we get him to the moment of release. There it is, and bam. That's how much out in front he got it released and how much down he's throwing with his chest. Take that and slide that over there. Actually, we'll slide over here. Bring you back up and slide you over here. And again, we'll do that same thing. We'll get you to release. Bam. And we can see these huge differences in body posture. Sending his power out in front towards that target versus being tall and sending your energy into the wall over there. We got chest going forward, chest going forward, chest rotating to the target versus chest rotating to the wall, chest rotating into the wall, chest rotating into the wall. And look where the baseball is mostly going up versus that ball mostly going forward, forward versus trying to go forward, but a lot of it is up because you can't get forward unless you get out in front. We again then shift that focus to what this back foot is doing, how it's just spinning in place, versus the back foot rotating us forward, reaching forward, going forward. Your back foot, spin in place. Cole's back foot, drive me forward. Take me forward. So if I go forward with my lower half, my upper half will want to continue to go forward with that throw versus just out to the side with that throw. So that's what we mean when we talk about rotate your upper half forward versus ripping to the side. We may need to get the lower half involved with this to help us. So we're going to need to use the best resource you have, which is my YouTube page. You just scroll down just a little bit, how to get better. It's right there. I want to get better. Well, shoot, if I want to get better, let's go to the mechanical drills and let's find something that's going to help me with this, right? I need to find something that's going to be talking about either backside rotation. That's probably going to be something helpful for me to learn how to rotate my backside forward versus just spinning in place, right? Oh, here's another one, trunk tilt into release. Learning how to get myself out in front. That's also probably going to be very helpful. So I need to be using my resources and doing drills so I know how to practice things the right way, and then I can just do it all the time.